Alrighty, hey there, hi there, ho there, everyone. Mindful Pig here. It's time for the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, we're going to be actually kind of scrolling through the news feed and talking about some of the news articles that are on there. But on top of that, we also are going to talk about Xbox versus PlayStation and who has the best live service. Before all that, sorry, mute that shit. Before that, we'll of course have our little recap and hopefully have a few people pop on and we can chat with them for a bit. I got a massive headache, so I apologize if I kind of end the stream a little bit earlier than normal. I'm just, yeah, it's just hitting me hard. Can't scroll my nose. 1 sec. But yeah, other than realizing I still haven't done a viewer of the month, God, I've really dropped the ball on that one. Like, I apologize. I gotta get my shit together as far as that goes. Um, we're still a week behind on updating the podcast, so every podcast is about a week behind at the moment as far as YouTube and Spotify go. And like Spotify is easy, right? Like just quick little edits and post it. But unfortunately, I can't seem to upload the one I want to Spotify unless I put it on YouTube, download the YouTube one, and then put it on Spotify. Um, I'm sure it's something I'm just doing wrong, but it just always seems to really struggle to extract the audio from the sound clip. So yeah, sorry, from the video clip. So yeah, I'm not too sure why that acts up that way. Um, yeah, like I'm tired. It's just a really, really tiring day. I think it's 'cause all the heat. It was like 31 to 32 out today. And it was just pretty crazy. Plus, I realized I didn't eat a lot today. That was my problem. I should have brought some lunch. I had a bag of chips, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, should have had some brain food. And I came home and had more chips. Go me. Um, I'm trying to think like what I've been playing. I think it's been a lot of Dark Souls. I did play on the Switch a little bit. I played the Two Kingdoms. I kind of talked about last week. That's the base building game. I'm at the point now where I realize you can destroy the enemy's base, um, which is good because you can travel back and forth between any island or world or whatever you want to label them as. Um, pretty much anytime you want, as long as you build a ship and travel that way. But when you go back, right, usually it's always in ruins and like they've been attacked. Even though like when I leave, like my base is pretty well set. Like there's no reason I should be attacked. But for whatever reason, you usually come back to ruins or characters that are stripped of their bow and arrow or whatever the case is. But now that I discovered you can destroy the enemy's base, I think I'm gonna kind of focus on that. Which, again, like that first world, second world, third world, whatever the case is, it's probably gonna take you a good like couple hours to beat it. So I'm still on the fence on how I feel about it because I like it. I like it as myself, as someone who loves base building, you know, strategy games. I've always been a fan of those. So to me, like it's right up my alley. Like I'm having a great time. But trying to convince someone to play this game because it's worth playing, I'm finding a little bit of a struggle with. And with as many hours I clocked in already, I should have had some reason. But I honestly, if I was to tell Jesse or Cat Trooper, like you need to play this game, I couldn't give him a solid reason as to why he should play this game. Sorry, my nose again. And that's unfortunate. So hopefully, a longer. Um, I mean, I'm at the point now where I don't also want to be like, yeah, after 20 hours, the game gets really good. Like I don't want to be that guy. I unfortunately didn't play any decks this week, but I am happy. I since I haven't been on my Xbox, I've noticed I've been giving my Switch more time. I haven't given Chromebook any time. That's what I should still do. Um, I've been giving obviously my PlayStation more time. I do jump back on occasion to play Xbox games. Like I mean, I always play golf with friends with Cheyenne, but As far as like my own games go, like I think I played Far Cry 4 about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So I'm really sorry, guys. Something really got my allergies going here. So it's time for me to hop back into that again, wrap that up. I also got $100 gift card for Xbox I have to use. Not really sure what I want to buy yet. I guess the other thing too, right now that I can't, well, I can stream for the Xbox, but it'd be a mute stream, which I guess isn't the end of the world. But yeah, now that I got that, I don't know what I want to actually buy with that $100. I mean, I want to get Diablo 4, but I want to stream it. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, I'm obviously gonna have to get it on PlayStation. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know what to say. And then Xbox is changing their terms of service too. So now there's going to be like tiers. Okay, so the core tier will be priced at $9.99 and will include online multiplayer and access to a library of 25 Game Pass titles, that's okay, I guess. It's not like the best. Okay, well, all I see is the tier one, but this website's fucking terrible. There's just so many advertisements. Hey, Z Chick, how's it going?
Hola, how are you?
Not too bad. I was just trying to see if I could get the actual price listing for the new Game Pass, just to see. But all I can find right now is the core price. That sucks. But yeah,
That's no fun.
how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Um, it was a rough week. I was in Wisconsin. I just got home last night, but
Oh, did you?
it's a rough week. Yeah. I was gone all week.
I don't know. I thought you were back a couple days ago, but yeah, I guess it must have been an
Mm-mm.
adventure.
Yeah, I just got home like late last night, like midnight. Or no, it was like 9. It felt like midnight.
Did everyone go with you, like Spider and the kids, or?
Yeah, my whole family.
Yeah.
They all went with.
I bet
Yeah.
you all must be pretty tired. That's quite the long trip.
Mm-hmm. How
Um,
was your week?
Not too bad, not too bad. I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls, so Spider will be proud of me.
Mindful's been playing a lot of Dark Souls, babe. So
Yeah,
yeah.
like there's just been so many moments where like I just like legitimately on stream where I'm just so, I guess, pumped and jacked to play the game because there's just, I don't know, like, okay, like example, like you have the starting area that you originally like go to, right? And then you can
Mm-hmm.
branch off and there's all these different areas they tell you that you're supposed to go to. And like it blew my mind because like when I first started playing I was like, man, there's only one of these bonfires, the other one's way back, yonder, and like I don't want to travel and go all the way back there. And like as I kept exploring the
Right.
level, there were so many times that like it would connect back to that first level and it really wasn't that far away. I was like, holy shit, like there's so many shortcuts in this map, like it's awesome. And like last night, for example, the part that blew me away is I was playing the castle level. I think that was what the Spider was coaching me on. And I kept
Mm-hmm.
noticing, I was like, man, it really looks like there's a town down there, but there's like no way for me to jump off this and survive. And I was like, how the hell do you get down there, right? And then like, sure enough, I'm just like farting around the game last night, and then like I find this different pathway. I go through it, and I'm like, holy fuck, it is like here's that thing I was looking at. Like it just blew me away. I was like, oh, like I haven't had a game do that in a long time, and I think that's what I'm kind of enjoying the most about Dark Souls. Just like, but I guess I did.
Like you're pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, right? Like it gets like this like weird like stigma right to it, and it's really not that. It's actually like a really good game. Like I mean, mechanic wise, map, like I don't know, like I'm enjoying this one as much as I enjoyed Star Wars. I'll put it that way. Like it's been a really good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't I haven't played any of the Dark Souls games, mainly because everybody's always like you said, everybody's like so negative about, how many times you die, how difficult it is, yada yada yada.
Yeah, like
So I haven't played it yet.
and like see like that's the thing, like it really isn't as hard as people make. Like yeah, for sure. Like you are gonna die, and like that's just a given. Um
Right. Like you trial and error, like you learn and you prevail.
Yeah, but like like I said, you automatically get these 5 health potions. You never have to buy health potions; they're just given to you. You go to a bonfire, you could replenish them as many times as you want, and then you have the
Hmm.
ability to like make that bonfire longer, and then you get 10 health potions. And like I found out like later on, like
Okay.
like, as you level up, you could get more of those, or you could get like a healing spell on top of all that. Like, I mean, there's
Kind of like your perks on your character, like
exa-
if you're building your perks.
exactly right. So I mean, like, yeah, you get
Okay.
10 free health potions is pretty decent. Like, if you play an RPG, like, yeah, that's not bad to manage with. Um,
Yeah.
and then plus two, like,
It's doable.
yeah, and like there's no surprises. Like every enemy will be in the exact same spot every single time. So once you get used to your map, right, you're like, okay, this guy's on the left hand side, this guy's on the right hand side. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Got it. I see what you mean. Kind of like in, like you said in the Jedi, like the Jedi game. They definitely spawn in the same places.
Yes,
So like when
exactly.
you leave and you come back, you know they're going to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And
That's a nice tip.
I
Thanks.
don't really burst the bubble on this one or not, but I did get to level 16 Z-Check here. Oh
You
no,
did? Oh,
Genshin,
I'm
yeah.
so excited. I haven't played Genshin in a week.
I played with Tommy, and like, okay, the only thing, and it must be me, because like he was having no difficulties whatsoever, is like I just felt like the map should have had a bigger indicator on where he was, or like the second player. I don't know why. I just every once in a while I was like, fuck Tommy, I lost you. Where'd you go?
No. I do that all the time. I'm always like, where are you? Where are you? I sound like a broken record. And
Yeah.
then, everybody's always like, just look at your mini map because you'll see me. And I'm like, oh, the mini map. Motherfucker, I forget about that thing.
And then I'm like squinting from the couch. I'm like, where is this a player two?
And if you pull up your regular map and just zoom in, then you'll see them better.
So much easier. Yeah. Plus Tommy
Mhm.
too, like teleport, like you wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, "Oh, where'd you go?" Like, look on like the top right hand corner. I was like, "Oh, there you are." Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was
He
fun to
does
play
that when
with.
he's in my world. He's like, come over here and fight this with me. I'm like, where?
But yeah, he was really helping me out because I didn't understand. I guess like I forgot about it during because I know one of the quests had it. Was sorry how to unlock other parts of your map. So I just had that
Mhm.
main part right unlocked, and I was asking Tom. I was like, yeah, like everything's black. Like I don't know, like what am I supposed to do? And then yeah, he led me to the I guess they're towers or wherever they are. And just
Statues of the Seven, yeah.
yeah, just kind of like opened up the whole world to me. So that was a huge help. Yeah.
I'm having withdrawals. I literally tried to download it on my laptop while I was out.
Oh,
And I was trying to WASD my ass off, and it was not happening.
did you
There
have?
was other shit going on. Like I was glitching and just like running in place and like just running off a cliff. And I was like, I wasn't even touching the controls, the keyboard or anything. And I was like, look, babe, this is why I can't do this. And he's like, well, that's just a whole nother something else happening. That has nothing to do with the keyboard, babe.
I was gonna say,
I'm
did
like,
it let
whatever.
you cross save, or did you have to make like a whole new account
Oh
and
no,
character?
no, I can cross save. Yeah, it's yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, as long as you know your password and stuff, yeah, you don't have to make a new account.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I know all that, so but I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't freaking play it. So I just like I logged in and I think I did it the one night and I think I had Spider do it the other night and I was just like, you know what, fuck that game kind of mood. So I didn't play any games. I 0 games for the last like 7 or 8 days.
Oh my goodness.
So
Is there any ones you want to play right away? Is it Genshin or is it a different game?
I don't know if I want to get on and murder people or get on and murder people. I'm gonna murder people. I just don't know in what game.
Which world will I
I'm,
do
I'm
it in?
really itching to play some. I'm really itching to play some Genshin, but like before Beat Saber in VR, and I was loving it.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. That game.
It's such a workout, dude. I was like, what? It was so much fun. So I don't know. I'll probably Genshin, to be honest.
I get it. I was gonna say, I feel like when you were talking about like the laptop, I feel like the mobile version of Genshin 2 would be pretty hard to use. Like, I don't really understand how
Oh,
that would
the
work.
mobile sucks. I tried to download it on my phone too, but my phone was just like, nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, like even just playing, right? Like it'd be very hard to play, even with just touchscreen.
Yeah, my phone was like, I know you really want to play this game, but I don't think it's gonna work here. My brother's reception in his house too is like pretty shitty though. Like I swear to God, his whole house, like if you stand perfectly still in that one corner of the dining room, you're good. But don't cough, because then it's not gonna work. Scratch your ear or move it. Yeah, no, and then reception's gone. Game crash.
That's totally like my mom's place. Like the living room's like perfect, but the minute you move past that living room, it just turns into chaos.
Oh my gosh, and it's like I think there's another spot like in the bedroom, in one of the bedrooms that's pretty decent. But yeah, like phone calls are a no go, live like gaming are a no go. Unless you're like hardwired in, it's not happening.
Hey,
And he's not a gamer, so he doesn't understand.
yeah, exactly, right? It's so true. That's like how my mom is. She's like,
He doesn't understand. He's like, I don't fucking need really expensive internet. It's fine. And I'm like, I hate you.
why do you need it after the living room? I need it, Mom. I need it all the time.
Well, the thing is, like his living room stuff is hardwired, but he doesn't have a gaming like PC or a console or anything. They have a Switch, and that's for his grandson. Like that's it.
Oh
Like
wow.
he doesn't care about any of that.
I still.
Actually, he had our PS3, and I don't know what he did with it. So
It's like
he
my cousin when
probably. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's like my cousin too. Like he'll talk to me. And he'll be like, "Yeah, I used to be into video games." Like he was back like a PlayStation 2. He's like, and then kind of grew out of it. I was like, "How do you grow out of it?" Like I just don't understand
How
that
does that
that
happen? Right?
terminology.
Are you speaking English? I know. I mean, I took a break, so like I used to game a lot, and then I became a very a young parent.
Oh, of course.
So that took precedence because I was a single mom, and I was like working two jobs and going to college and taking care of a kid. So that definitely put a hinder on gaming for quite a while.
See, like with him, he has like comic books and board games. I'm just like, could you love all this stuff and not want to pick up a controller and just go to town?
That's weird, right? It is weird when you think about it. You're like, are you real? Are you
Yeah.
a person?
Have you not seen what the PlayStation can do?
Have you not seen the beauty that is behind that controller?
Sorry, Sleep. I was gonna say hello to you.
Hello.
Hi, Sleepy.
Hi, I'm here. I'm just kidding. Hi, guys. How are you guys?
How have you been doing, Sleepy?
I'm good. Been studying for my state board. Just that shit is taking forever to take at the moment. And then doing some streaming working. Trying to find new anime, which actually just finished watching one actually, like today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it, even if you're not into anime. It messes with your mind so much. It's like, oh, like what if in the future, like we have this type of technology as well. Um, so it's really interesting. If anyone's interested, it's called Invaded. You can watch it on Hulu too. I don't know about Netflix, but you can definitely watch it on Hulu.
Okay.
You can then watch it in a day because I swear that it will get you addicted. It got me addicted. I barely want to work today because I just want to finish watching it.
What was it called?
ID Invaded.
I'm gonna go look it up right now.
It's really cool because if you like a lot of like psychological stuff and like police shows, it's basically that but in anime form, animation form. But
Okay.
so the story is just basically about like so you could solve cases through going through the criminal's psyche. And I'm like, what? I thought it was pretty interesting that basically the unconscious part of the brain, and you can figure out mysteries and solve crimes
Ooh,
that way.
that looks
Um,
really good.
yeah, and
I'm
it
like,
helps
that
just.
looks really good.
I mean, the main guy is kind of hot, just flying out there, but he's trying to.
I just read like the little snipness or whatever, the little info. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
what?
yeah, it's so good. The main guy for it's 13 episodes. You can watch it within a day. Um, or you can, but I don't know how. For me, I can watch it within a day. Um, but it's the main guy. So the guy was a former police officer. He was a former detective, but he ended up getting revenge on his wife and daughter's killer, basically. And that's how he, you know, the trick is you can only go into other criminals' psyche if you yourself is a criminal, or you have really good deductive skills, or that you
Mhm.
have killed people. so I don't know, it's really good. If you guys have the time, check it out. I really love it. It's
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
gonna
messed
check it out.
up.
I just put it in my watch list.
Yeah, sounds like a good one.
Yeah. Um, kind of messed up, and I kind of feel bad for the criminals too, because they're like, once you watch it, you find out they're all like little puppets, um, through the mastermind. But it's I highly recommend that.
I'm on it. It's in there. I shall binge it.
I feel bad for your husband. Yeah. Like what?
No, he'll probably watch it with me. Actually,
What?
we'll see. I'll play the first episode tomorrow with him and see how he feels about it.
Yeah, no, it's that. The first episode, you're gonna be a bit confused on what's happening, but once you actually watch through it, you like actually understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worthwhile. The main guy that was a former detective basically went insane after he killed his daughter's murder. The way how she passed away was just kind of messed up. It's kind of effed up anime. I don't.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll see what's up.
The kid's like effed up anime. Count me in. But yeah, besides that, I just been studying, streaming, working. Trying to be an adult. My dog's looking at me like, "What are you saying?" But yeah, that's basically it.
How's the new game going, Sleepy?
It's frustrating.
I know you're
I,
I know you're really excited about last week.
yeah, like I got more into the story of it, and I'm hoping to stream it after I get through this one boss, because this one boss been enraging me. Because like I'm
What?
like, oh, he's almost dead, and then I was like, oh my god, and he's like, yeah, like you thought. I was like, oh my god.
What new
But
game are you playing?
Star Rail, Honkai
Oh,
Star Rail,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, I got better internet, mindful. I got better internet, kind of.
Oh yay!
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a testing soon with it and see how it goes. The upload's a lot faster. The downloads are better. But I'm just worried about the upload for streaming. But it's supposed to be it's so far it's really good. But I need to test it out with you. So I'm to actually be able to stream at home too, not just the weekend. But
That'd be nice, to have a few more extra days.
yeah, Yeah, because I want to stream more. Like when I get off of work, I want to hop on stream and be like, just don't have a chill vibe today, But at the same time, when you're off of work, you're like, I'm kind of tired. I kind of don't want to talk.
True. Some days it's rough.
Yeah, and maybe I'll try it tomorrow. We'll see. Definitely not today because I'm exhausted. But yeah, Star Rails is really fun. It's just enraging me through this one boss in the story that keeps donking me every time when he's about to daunt himself.
Oh.
So, but yeah, that's basically it right now.
No worries. Sorry, my allergies are just acted up like a crazy guy today. So I had a few things, guys. I guess the big one for the week, for the last couple of weeks, has just been that Xbox has changed basically their service over to PlayStation style. Which I was telling Zichik, I was just trying to look up all the pricing, but I couldn't find everything yet. But I saw that you get a core level, so core level Xbox is $10, and it seems like you get 25 games and the ability to play online. And then I'm just curious, so my level right now that I normally would have is full library access, online play, games with gold, all that stuff. But when I realized they're going to get rid of games for gold, so we'll no longer get, I think it's 3 free games a month. They're going to eliminate that after this month. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious what Game Pass is going to have. Or is it only 25 games now? That would have to look up a little more. I'm surprised they don't have that yet. Sorry, I was a sneeze away there. Okay. I don't know what it is. Something in this house just triggering my allergies. Shad's even holy man, calm down. So I figured it'd be kind of cute just kind of look up some random game stories. So I did have a few here for you guys that I was going to share with you. And then obviously if you want to give your opinion on it, go for it. This one was just kind of super cute. So the article is police surprises kid with a PS5 after the neighbors call the cops on him. And as I was reading it, basically the idea was this young boy from Georgia, he was just going door to door, asking people if he could mow their lawn, take out their trash, do something to earn some money. And he wanted that money to buy his family, his brother and sister, some clothing, and he wanted to get a PS5 for himself. But I guess one of the neighbors, I don't know, got a little upset or offended by all of this and called the cops on him, saying that he was in the neighborhood. And anyway, the police came and they realized that, this kid's actually really sweet. He's got good intentions. The person that called was just being a jerk. So I guess the situation was defused, right? He went back to his house, and then a couple of weeks later, it was his birthday, and they ended up surprising him with the clothing and the PS5 for him. The police department.
So awesome.
I know, right? That's kind of cute. That's super cute.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, right. The PS5 was just because he wanted to have one, just to play online, and the clothes were for his family that needed him. They basically supplied him with everything. Yeah, that was really cool.
We need more of that.
I know, eh? How often do you hear that kind of stuff?
We need more of that for sure.
I mean, to the people who called the cops on that poor little boy trying to give to his family, I hope China, you have a bad day.
Yeah.
You stub your toe.
I don't know you guys, but I totally remember doing that way back in the day, right? If when there was a snowfall, I'd bring the shovel and be like, hey, I'll clean your driveway.
That's what my oldest son, Zach, that's what he did in Wisconsin. He would mow lawns and plow driveways or, shovel driveways and sidewalks around the neighborhood because he had to come up with half of the money for his Xbox 360.
Wow.
Way back when. And so he did that. And then we actually bought him the whole thing and just made him buy the controllers.
Oh, that's really sweet.
But we wanted him to show us initiative.
Yeah.
That he was going to work for it. So he did.
Yeah, like I said,
Hmm.
I'm surprised someone would actually call the cops on a kid doing that because it's just, I don't know, it's
Right.
so common here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of kids that are actually willing to put in the work.
Yeah, so I don't have any relation to that. Just where I'm from Cali, and it doesn't snow where I live. So, and then mowing, and then with my neighborhood growing up, if you go out around asking, if you need help with anything, people don't look at you sideways. So it's like, oh, who are you? I'm like, get out here, like, I had, basically that. But I do remember I lived my next door neighbor was a elder. She was an elder woman. She lived by herself, and she would grow like tomatoes and apples. And I would come, and her kids were all grown.
Hmm.
They barely came to visit her. So once in a while, I went over, and I was like, I just hanged out with her. That's all I did. All I did was like talk to her and hang out with her. And she gave me apples and tomatoes to bring home. And
That's awesome.
That's
my mom's
awesome.
like, where the
Yeah.
hell do you get apples? Yeah. And my mom's like, where did you get all these tomatoes from? Well, my neighbor. She's going to. She just gave it to me. She's like, well, I know where we're having for dinner, I guess. All right. But, I wish I had done more for her than just keep it, like, just talk to her. But every time she tried to, like, oh, let me make cookies. And I saw dishes. I'm like, can I wash your dishes for you? She's like, you live by yourself. She lives by herself. I really want to cook up. And she's like, oh my goodness. She's like, you're so sweet, but it's fine. It's okay. And I'm like, I feel bad because no one came to visit her. So I kind of felt bad. She was like my best friend growing up.
It's funny you say a
Aw.
kind of situation like that too. Like our neighborhood was pretty close, and yeah, I was just like, do you guys still have that happen now? Like I know, like for me, like what you said, sleep was pretty common. Like a lot of kids would help out the elderly neighbors, in our neighborhood. I don't know where it's going with that. But yeah, like I don't know, I don't really hear people like say that anymore. Like people being that close.
I don't hear about that anymore, too.
Yeah,
But
that's
my
too bad.
my neighbor and I are actually really close. She actually has the house key to my house. And sometimes our dog is home by himself, and she would hear him cry, and she just open our door and watch him for a few hours, and just go and take home. Stuff like that. But yeah,
I mean, we too had what's that program called? Neighborhood Watch, I think it was. Like, basically, it'd be like a couple of houses in your area, your block, whatever you want to call it, and those houses would be like the captains. So, like, if there was trouble, if you were in danger, you would look for that little sticker, that icon of the person's house, and you could run to that person's house and say, "Hey, I'm in trouble," and they would call the cops and help you out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I see
so maybe
that.
it's because of stuff like that we had like a really good relationship in our neighborhood. I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird.
See, I didn't see that in our neighborhood growing up because my area was pretty sketchy to begin with. This is like way before I met Judge. Before I moved to where Judge was at, but it was we never had that. It was just like the cops during in that neighborhood around that area was just like, I don't care. It has to, like, something new happens every single day. So the cops like, I don't care.
It's okay. I say this
But
like damn, we were kind of stupid as kids too, though. We just run to someone's house and just accept them to help us. They could have been like a bad
Right.
guy too. It was a good time in the 90s. What was there that I had here for you guys? This was kind of neat, I found. So in the game Fallout 76, I wasn't aware of this, but apparently Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, he likes to hop on games and play with people. And how you end up knowing who he is he has Phil3 in his username. So I guess if that's common knowledge to you, or P3, you would know that's his gamer tag. So anyway, this one guy was playing Fallout 76, and he happened to know that Phil Spencer was the character ahead of him, so he ended up dropping a whole bunch of health packs and like a whole bunch of stuff for him to have, and he made a little clip of it, and he's giving like the heart emoji to Phil, and then obviously Phil picks up all the items and thanks him back. But yeah, it was just kind of cool. Like, you actually got to say you played a little bit with head of Xbox.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of neat, right? Like, how often does that happen? I remember there was one stream I had where I had a couple of developers from Gems of War hop on, and like that was like a big moment for me. I was like, holy shit. And of course I got shy and I didn't ask them any questions, which Peaswad, I think, and Solarial helped me out because they realized that I was kind of like starstruck at the moment.
I actually had a few friends that got to play a few like Swift play or Valorant, right? Got to like play like Swift play or like bike ride, like with actual devs of Riot, and it was actually really cool.
That's
like,
really
they were
cool.
like super innovative. They gave them a free Riot buddy, which was like really, really like you should only get it if you know someone in the Riot company or a dev for Riot. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, damn, I want to play with Riot devs. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. The other one I have is in Daylight. This is kind of cool. They're gonna have a crossover with the movie Alien. So like the Xenomorph basically will be the next killer to be added into there. So that's really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, that's really badass. Actually, that's gonna be really terrifying.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really terrifying to come across. Apparently they've wanted to do it since like 2016, like for quite a while now.
They're like, no, we can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that must have been quite the amount to pay to get that killer. Yeah, oh, that's gonna be so cool. Don't have any pictures yet of it, but yeah, that'd be pretty badass.
Okay, the whole world is crashing over here. Hold on.
No worries. I feel like this site's gonna give me so many viruses because everything takes a little while to load on. It's just so many pop-ups all the time.
Like, bye, Chromebook.
No kidding, eh? Oh yeah, the other one. I guess this is more for your young guy there, Z-Chick. Minecraft is gonna have a crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
yeah,
that's really great.
I know, right? I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
What did they say here? How it actually ties in. Okay, so it'll be a downloadable content texture packs that they'll be adding into it. Oh, cool. Apparently alongside, I know they did Sonic, but I didn't know they did Jurassic Park at one point and Toy Story. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I saw the Toy Story one.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat to have that. I'd like to see what that would look like.
So for our Minecraft playing, we have like randomness. So we have like a Steven Universe world and I don't know, like a farm one, like a garden one. There's all kinds.
See, that's what I want to get back to Minecraft for. Like, there's just so many like cool things you could do in that game. But like, it's not that I fall off of it. I just, something else usually ends up taking its place, and then I forget where I'm at.
So we have a world where we just like Spider, me and Caesar playing, where we just build, I don't know, random stuff. I think we build an entire city in the sky.
Ooh.
Just to see if we could, for no other reason than we did.
It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I built like a hotel up there, and there's like, bridges that connect to each other's houses, and there's like community garden and like grilling area in the middle. Like, we just get stupid with it.
See, like, oh, you guys are so creative. Like, I wish I could be that way when I play those games. Like, when I'm playing, I have to make like a campaign, I guess, in my head to go, okay, this is what I want to do. This is the objection I want to get to.
Oh no! And if we have a goal, like we're gonna gather food, we're gonna build the hut or the house, and then we're gonna go to the Nether. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna build who's gonna protect me and I'll gather food. Like I just need a bodyguard. Let's go. Break. It's usually how I play.
No, it's awesome.
And Caesar's like, I got you, Mom. I'll protect you. And I'm like,
Aw.
yes. Because I don't pay attention. I'll just I'll stick to mining and I'll just stick to gathering stuff and resources.
There were so many times those little
Yeah.
guys that explode snuck up on me because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on around me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the creepers.
Yeah, and all you hear is that goddamn dynamite fuse going off.
Sucks so hard. Or when I don't know, there's an Enderman, you're not supposed to look at him or whatever. There's an Enderman and he kept stealing my fucking blocks. And I'm like, go away. And then I turn around and creeper blew up everything I just did. So that was great.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes I rage quit Minecraft.
I can see that. I would be the same way too, especially after working so hard.
After you spend hours and you got everything you wanted done and then along comes a creeper just to fuck it all up.
The other one I had too was on the Switch. There's a game called The Last Hope, and it basically got pulled off of Switch because it was an exact copy of The Last of Us. So,
really? No
yeah,
way.
they got charged or whatever for having a clone basically of The Last of Us.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Because I don't know if you ever go on the Switch menu, but those indie games are just like a dime a dozen. There's just so many of them, and yeah, a lot of them are a rip off of another game.
Mm-hmm.
I always laugh when I look at those ones.
Oh, definitely. I haven't even freaking been on my Switch.
Mine, it's I said last week, was it Dex is one of the games I've played. It's a 2D side scroller, but it's a nice little RPG. That one's pretty fun. You like Cyberpunk? You'd probably like that one because there's the normal level up strength, level up health, all that stuff. But you can also level up your lockpick skills, your communication skills in the game, and they do open up more dialogues for you. It's a little, it's a neat little indie game. Yeah, and then the other one was sorry, Two Crowns. Basically, it's a base building game, and you can only go left or right. And it's really hard to sell someone on this game unless you like Command and Conquer or Warcraft, those kind of games. You control an army of troops and you try to attack someone, because that's literally all it is. And I don't know, they give you different worlds, but in the other world, let's say right now you're riding a horse. Well, in that world, you could unlock a deer, or unlock a witch that'll help you build things faster. So it's not like you're getting a lot, and there's really no campaign. So yeah, it's I don't know. To me, it's one of those games you just play if you like that particular genre of games. There's no incentive to get someone that. But I'm a nerd, so I of course am investing way too much time in it.
He likes to be thorough. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Cheyenne's you still play that goddamn game? Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's just try to see here. So, PlayStation, for most of us that are on there, this month we're going to get 3 new games. So there's going to be PGA Tour 2K23, Dreams, and Death's Door will be coming. I was just trying to see what the hell Death's Door was. That's new. I never heard of that one. Dreams sounds familiar.
Dreams? I think it's a VR game.
Okay, yeah. I said that sounds really familiar. Yeah, it gives the freedom to literally build their own video game from the ground up. That's cool.
And that's Dreams.
Yeah, that's Dreams. So you get to build your own video game from the very start. That's cool. Yeah. That's kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, I don't see where they say Death's Door though. Oh, here it is. Sorry. So Death's Door is going to be an indie game. No charge for it. Tough but fair challenges. It offers successful blend from elements of the Dark Souls. Oh, there you go. So it's the Dark Souls franchise and Legend of Zelda. So it's a mix of those two games. Okay. And then obviously PGA Tour is golf.
Yeah. I'm excited about. I guess I don't know when the last time I played a golf game, but I did put all of those in the library right now.
Did you?
I did, just because I was like,
I don't know if you could try
really
it.
try it.
Because, you know, you have PC, so you might be able to try it. See, Golf with Friends is a pretty good one. That's the one, like, she did too. But, like, just, like, the maps and everything are really decent. I get frustrated, I rage quit because I suck at golf. But, like, Cheyenne's a god when it comes to golf. So how she got her golfing skills.
She's a ninja.
Yeah, she really is. Like, that's definitely her genre of games.
She's a golf ninja.
I say this,
That's
but I love
funny.
fishing games. Like, I could just play those all day long.
Oh, you know the one game that I can't stand to fish in is Stardew Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I suck at it.
I really
It's
want
like
to play
no
that
nice
game.
at it. I think I lost my fishing pole, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this game.
I don't need a fish.
And I don't need to fish. I don't need to play this game. So I just quit. But I think I'd obviously have to restart the whole game.
I'd love to play that one. I played, was it Terraria, and I played Minecraft, but I haven't tried Stardew Valley. I tried Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon was a
I
lot of
do
fun.
have Stardew Valley. I just I don't know, I think I started playing it with a friend, and then I tried to play it by myself, and I was just like, I don't like the sleep cycle in it. I feel like the day is too short, and then you have to go sleep. Otherwise, things happen. So,
Is there anything bad that happens to you at night or anything in that game, or is it just like a farming simulator?
well, I think it's like if you find, I think I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure like if you run out of energy or whatever, and you pass out in the middle and wherever, and then you end up in your bed, and I don't remember if you lose your resources. I'm a little sketchy on it, but there was something about it that I was like, oh, that's bullshit.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, it must be something that happens to you. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, where I'm just like, oh, now I got to start over all the shit I just did. But it's just the sleep cycle is like really, like the day cycle is really short. Then you're supposed to go home and sleep and, whatever, and start your new day. And then I feel like by the time you finally get to your destination, well, at least for me, and you start like accomplishing some things, it's time to go to sleep. And I'm like, oh, it's so short.
Like there's some,
Or maybe it's because I'm like just too into it and too into doing what I'm doing that I'm like, oh shit, now it's time to sleep.
I could see it because I see like there's some people's streams I've tuned into, right? And I just see their farms. Like, how do you even focus on this? Like, there's just so much going on.
You get lost. You do get lost in it. Totally. So maybe it's just me and it's not really the game. We'll go with that. It's okay. I can see that.
I know it was from last week, but Z-Chick, you never really got a chance to give your opinion on it. And like as a parent, right? I'm just curious, like what you think. We were talking about like violence in video games last week. Just kind of saying, we were all like reminiscing about when we got to play games. Like when I was younger, right? I got to play the South Park game. I didn't play like Manhunt or Grand Theft Auto really until I was in my teens. So yeah. Anyway, everyone had like different perspectives on it. Like some people thought age doesn't matter; it's more the maturity level of the brain. Some people felt like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let my kid play this until they are 16 or whatever. Some people just didn't care altogether. A game's a game kind of thing. But yeah, like what are your thoughts when it comes to like violence in video games and ratings and all that stuff?
For me, I never really paid too much attention to that. I kind of played it by ear. So like, if my kid wanted to try it, we'll try it and we'll see. And if he has questions or if something about it's confusing or something about it he doesn't like, or if maybe his attitude gets a little aggressive, then we just talk about it, work it out, figure it out. Is it, since we've been playing this game, we're getting a little shittier, or is it, something else is at school? You never know because kids are kids. So I guess it was just more of a like feel it out kind of thing and see where we go. But I was always pretty open to. I mean, it's a game. We can talk about it.
That's awesome. That's a really good approach. I like that one. And did you ever have like any moments when you were younger, like watch getting like a DVD? Like for me, like it was Jay and Silent Bob. I'll never forget my mom's reaction when she found out I watched the movie. But did you ever have any of those kind of funny moments when you were younger?
Well, I got in trouble because my mom came home from work and I was like 8 and I was watching The Exorcist and I was
Ooh.
watching like the double feature and I was not supposed to be watching that at 8 years old.
Oh my
And she
god.
was really fucking pissed at me. And she's like, that, you should be watching that. And, there's a little bit of Spanglish talking to me because she was really mad. And then I had a nightmare that night, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, I was 8. I had a really bad nightmare and she had to, be there for me and all that stuff. And then the next day she's like, you're not allowed to watch here. I was like, but I love them. And she's like, maybe when you're a little older. And I was like, I still snuck around and tried to watch them every chance I got because I was obsessed. So
That's pretty badass to watch though at 8 years old.
I started at 8, yeah, like all by myself in the living room in the dark. And she just like gets home from work and she's like, what the? I was like, I'm dead. I just remember feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to die. My life is over. I think I was more scared of my mom than I was, the movie.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. I can handle the devil, but right now this whole yelling thing.
Right. I can totally handle the devil, but my mama scares the shit out of me. But yeah, I think that was it.
No, that's a good one. Hey, Jesse.
Like, I had a really strict mom, and I was like the only girl of 3.
Oh,
with 3.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you'd definitely be a little more overprotected.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
How are you all doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Not doing too bad, buddy. So, is this the week where we finally get to hear it? The final Final Fantasy 16 review? Did you finally wrap it up?
Right. Yes, I did wrap it up. Did everything and almost all the trophies, just one missing, and I'm currently doing it, actually replaying it on the Final Fantasy mode afterwards. But yeah, no, still it's great. I mean, I can see why people might find it repetitive, because it is long and the gameplay loop can get repetitive, but it's really good, and all in all, I mean it might be maybe it loses a bit of steam towards the end of the game, like these big moments, all the big moments and the best moments, I would say, is more the beginning and middle. Towards the end, the battles are a bit more straightforward compared to all the other ones, a bit less the kaiju battles and all that. So I think they might have lost a bit of steam towards the end, but in general, it's really good.
Do you like now with all the hours invested into it and all that? Do you feel like the ending was worth it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I've been replaying it and seeing all the scenes from the beginning with what I know now. It really puts it back into perspective. Because when you first start off, you think, oh, it's just, political drama, part of the world. You don't really think it's part of the plot, or all the kingdoms want something, and you don't really think it's part of the plot. And later on, you think there's a shift in the plot. But with all the information once you finish the game, you redo them and rewatch the scenes. It all makes more sense, and it just puts everything back into perspective, and so it's super interesting to see it back like that.
That's cool. That's definitely really good storytelling, though. I love those kind of moments where you can go back to the game and like it kind like you said, you dig a little deeper into those plot holes, plot settings that they had in the game.
Yeah,
sounds really good. No worries, Z-Chick. Whenever, if you're still on, if we're still on afterwards, you want to chime in, all power to you. You can if you want to. She just had to hop off, but she's listening right now. Sorry. Hey, Pizza, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? I'm good. How y'all doing?
Not
good.
too bad, buddy.
I'm all right over here.
So, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Not much, just, you know, relaxing, gaming before I go back to work in a couple weeks. So just kind of been chilling off a little bit.
Have you been playing anything special?
Not really, just
Just
I've
kind of
been playing
sampling.
Dead Island lately, and that's well,
Ooh,
replaying it really, but yeah, that's just playing casually. Nothing really has been like catching my eye lately.
is that the
Although
first
I might,
one or the second one that you've been playing?
the first one,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually playing. Yeah, I have the second one. I haven't played it yet. Wanting to do a replay of this game and the DLC, and then I'll do the second one. But yeah, right now I'm just doing the first one just to kind of get back into it because I haven't played in a long time.
And what about you said Neverwinter too, right? You've been trying out?
Yeah, a little bit, but I couldn't really get into it probably because it's just well, I have to get more time. It's really just getting more time because it's different than using. Well, I mean, it's a keyboard only kind of game, so it's definitely a thing where I gotta kind of use keyboard and mouse, and that's not really my play style nowadays with gaming. So
I get
kind of
you.
had to take a break from it. But I do plan on going back into it because I got a few games that are like those RPG like games like Neverwinter. Like I have the Star Wars game, and I have like just some other RPG like games. So I do want to get back into using that type of play style. I just kind of have to, I guess, take my time with it really and just start easing into it. But yeah, I played that game for maybe a couple hours, and then I kind of just said, you know, I'll give it more time later on.
I get like I had a good time with it, but yeah, playing it on the controller. I'm definitely like baseball mitten that thing, you know what I mean? Like my head's like covering the controller. Because you're right, there's just so many extra things you have to click on. Where keyboard and mouse, that would probably be a lot easier to control in that game.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they might have controller support, but you know,
Like you're
I
playing the
never thought
same
about
one
it until now.
as yeah, because well on Xbox and PlayStation, if it's the same game we're talking about, Neverwinter. I want to say it's Neverwinter Nights. I think it was. Uh, the one that they have on there. It's free to play. That one's on PlayStation and Xbox as well.
Okay. Oh, well then I'll check it out then and see.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's one of those games where you have to hold down, like you said, L, and then you get access to the other menu, right? Or you hold down R and you can do this. Like it's just a lot of double buttons you have to keep pushing in order to do certain attacks or spells or whatever the case is.
Well, if I remember correctly, it's an MMO, but it's more active to combat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot like
Yeah.
Diablo. But yeah, like I don't know, I really enjoy. I don't know, I like the whole EverQuest series. It's always gonna interest me.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I'll give it a try then. I'll be back up maybe tonight and then I'll see how it goes. 'Cause maybe it is. Maybe they do. I haven't really seen it on the Steam store page, but it's probably just one of those things where you would have to just go on the actual game itself. Because I do know that I know that it's like, I know that Final Fantasy has a launcher within Steam, and I know that Star Wars has one. And
Oh,
I
okay.
think Neverwinter Nights has its own little launcher too. And so, the launcher might have, more options than just whatever Steam is giving us. But yeah, I gotta check it out though and actually see. And then if it is, then cool, I'll add it to my rotation and give it some more time.
And then the one I was, well, maybe either you or Jesse might know. We were talking about the whole like Xbox switching their service, right? So I think it's this month is their last month for Games of Gold, and then they're gonna basically wipe out that program. And then when I was looking online, I could only ever find the core list. So I thought when Xbox was changing like their Game Pass plan, that it was going to be like different tiers, right? Kind of like how PlayStation has. But right now, I can only see the core list, which is $10 a month. You're going to get 25 games now and multiplayer. But like, I'm assuming there must be more levels than that. I don't think you'll only ever get 25 games, unless you guys know differently.
Oh no, I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. I kind of just, I mean, I have the ultimate, like I have that, but I'm not really sure about what they'll be adding.
Yeah, so like with
But I
Ultimate,
mean,
right, you would get games for gold and you would get Game Pass, but like I'm wondering, are they changing Game Pass as well then? Like, will you have to pay more money to get Game Pass? Because, like I said,
Yes,
yeah, okay. Do you know what they
because
were?
they're. I don't remember the not the rankings, but the the pricing exactly. But I do know that they are charging more Game Pass, and I probably one of the reasons why they're changing their whole way of doing this. But I'm not sure exactly what are the tiers and all that. But I do know it will cost a bit more now with Game Pass.
Yeah, because like with me, like like what I was kind of hinting at there in the Discord server is like I kind of like the way the PlayStation does it, so I agree that Xbox should be. But I was just curious if anyone else had like a different opinion or if they they think they should keep it the same way. I don't know. To me, it makes sense to have the tiers. Like it's a hell of a deal, Game Pass to begin with, and same with the PlayStation catalog. There's a lot of choices on there, so I get if you want to have access to that, you should be paying top dollar, so to speak, to access it.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I would have. It's because we would have to know. Because I think, because my thing is, they already have Game Pass, and I know it's not the same. Like you would own the games compared to Game Pass, but it's still like, I don't know. It seems redundant to me.
Like, what do you mean, Jesse? Like for them switching it
Well, it
over?
seems. Well, yeah, to have this change of, instead of having games for gold, we're going to have just another a tier system where we have a library of games that you can choose from that is not the same as the library of game that you can choose from on Game Pass. I don't know, it seems weird. It's like having multiple libraries.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. Like I don't know, I always thought Game Pass was like it's a good deal, like no doubt. But yeah, I did think a lot of I guess the phases it's been through. Like I remember it used to only be $1, and then it was like only like $10, and it was like like it's had a lot of really cheap phases, and I was kind of like, I don't know, to me, I was like, it's kind of dumb. Like you definitely charged more just to begin with. I get you wanted to get people hyped and excited for it, but like for $1 for like all of those games, like that was ridiculously dirt cheap, and like I don't know, it didn't make sense business wise, I guess, to me.
Okay, I have the thing here where it says Game Pass Core will allow users to play online and will include over 25 select Xbox games that will expand semi-regularly. Core members won't be able to access the standard list of hundreds of Game Pass titles.
Okay, so maybe just two different tiers, which isn't bad if it's only two.
Yeah. But the thing with the core thing is the game they've chosen. There's Halo 5, but not Halo Infinite. And Halo 5 is arguably the worst Halo that has ever come out.
Yeah,
Or
that's true.
Forza Horizon 4 instead of the, last one that came out.
I kind of
These
figured like
game
for 25
choices are
games.
weird.
Yeah, like I figured like for that level you're not going to get like the best game. You may get like one or two maybe good ones in there the actual one to play, but most of them will probably be out of date.
Mm.
Because you get like, Gears 4 or whatever instead of Gears 5.
It says, in addition, Game Pass itself has been broken it down into multiple plans, with more
Oh.
options for finding the right subscription. However, many of the plans are restrictive, which incentivizes users to subscribe to the most expensive option, Game Pass Ultimate, So there will be Core, which is online console, multiplayer, catalog of 25 select game, deals and discounts. On console, 11. For some reason, on console, it's $1 more than on PC.
Why not?
Access to Game Pass catalog, hundreds of titles, new games on day one, deals and discount. And for PC, it has EA Play, which a console version doesn't have.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Why again?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like they just needed to to fill in the tiers, because the last tier has everything, which is Ultimate, $17 per month, which is access to Game Pass catalog and hundreds of titles on console, PC, and cloud. New games on day one, deals discount, online console multiplayer, and EA Play.
Wow, only 17, eh? I thought they would have gone up higher than that. Okay, that's not too bad. I was honestly expecting like $30 or something ridiculous.
No, well, not yet, but I'm sure at some point.
Yeah.
But no, these other tiers are shit, actually. Like, if you compared to Ultimate, like, there's no need for these tiers.
Yeah, especially from like $10 to $17, like you might as well just take the $7 jump.
Yeah, instead of the $1 jump between console and PC. Plus, you don't have the. That's weird. Anyway, weird tiered.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean,
So in terms of tiers, I think the PlayStation one made more sense of how they separated them, but in the end, they just want to do something similar. Yeah.
yeah, right. That's all it is. Is when I get that little extra dollar, which I get. Like I said, I totally understand. It's been through a lot of phases. Game Pass. It was a good idea, like all around. But yeah, just had a weird.
Well, good idea for players, not for making money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like you said,
Which is why they're probably changing it.
that will make some money off this. um, yeah, I don't know why you get.
Well, I'm not sure how it is, in all honesty. I mean, it's like these streaming services we have for, Netflix and all that. I don't know how sustainable it is for most of them. I think at some point they'll either have to have commercials. I'm not talking about Game Pass anymore, but
In general, yeah.
Streaming services will probably have to have commercials at some point to pay for all this, because it doesn't make any money.
Yeah, it is. It is like weird, eh? How successful, I guess, how we view success. Netflix has been in shows like, apps like that. Because you're right. Like, I mean, they do a lot of like big budget stuff, and it's not like we're paying that much for subscription, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are some where I see them survive. Like Amazon, because it has it with their Prime shipping and all that.
Yeah.
So they will surely survive. I think just for that reason alone. Probably Crave, because it's Bell Media, it's HBO, so it will probably survive. But if Netflix does not change their how they do things, I'm not sure how they would survive. Which is strange, because they are the ones that started all this.
Exactly, right? Yeah. I don't know. I was just kind of reading out some of the random news articles to Sleepy and Z Chick. One of the big ones that was on there, I guess, gaming wise, is that Aliens is going to be a Dead by Daylight. So that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, right, I thought that would actually be a pretty decent killer. There was a little.
I'm surprised they didn't keep it for when they will remake Alien.
Oh, there's going to be a remake for Alien?
I don't know if it's a remake, but I'm pretty sure Disney is making an Alien film.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That'd be kind of cool to watch. The other one was that there was a clone of The Last of Us on the Switch. It was called The Last Hope. It's basically like a big ripoff of that game, and it got removed from the Switch. I was trying to
Oh
see,
yeah.
yeah, I was trying to see if there was actually like any like, um, amounts or whatever that they were sued for, but nothing was mentioned
Oh,
about
it looks
that.
disgusting as well.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, oh, but like when you go on the indie side of the Switch, like I get it. There's so many like terrible games on there that are just obvious like rip-offs of another one. The little
It's
heart.
so weird because the main character doesn't look like Joel at all, but Ellie looks like Ellie.
Maybe that. Yeah,
It's like they rip off one character but not the other one.
they'll never catch on to this. The other one that was kind of like nice little heartfelt moment was there was a boy that was going through his neighborhood, and he was just kind of like doing yard work or whatever for his neighbors. He was trying to raise up money so he could have his own PS5 and clothes for his family. And I guess one of the neighbors got upset over this, and they called the police on him. And when the police came, right, they talked to him and heard the whole scenario. And
Wait. He was doing jobs so he could pay a PlayStation?
yeah, so he could get his own PlayStation 5, and he could buy his brother and sister some clothing.
Okay, so why was the police called on him?
Because apparently the neighbor thought he was like annoying the neighborhood and like just being a menace. Even though this was his own.
For doing jobs?
Yeah, I know, right? Like that's what we were saying earlier. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like why someone would be so like rude that way.
Gee, I'm glad that didn't happen when I did jobs for my neighbors.
Yeah, okay, so you guys had the same scenario. Like I was telling Sleepy, and Sleepy mentioned to me as well, and same with Z Chick and her son. That we've all had that kind of like experience in the past.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I used to, do the lawn, the snow, for the older people that couldn't do them because of their backs or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, I don't see it very much nowadays, but I get it. Like people are obviously pretty weird. But like the cool part to the story is that the cops show up later on to his 16th birthday. It's 2 weeks afterwards, and they they gave him a PS5, and they gave the family the clothes they needed.
The cops.
Yeah, like the actual cops.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the one guy that went to his house, I guess he was touched by the story, so he just rounded up money with his other friends there. And yeah, they all just came down and they did that for him. So that was really neat. What a way to fix an annoying situation.
It's always good to hear good cop stories.
Yeah, right. I guess that's another thing. You don't really hear that too often nowadays.
Oh no, because there's way more clicks for when something bad happened, right?
So true. Then I just kind of read out the PlayStation games for August coming out for the PlayStation Plus games. The one that sounded the most interesting on there was Dreams. The little blurb they gave on there was that you get to build your own video game from the ground up. So that sounded really cool.
Oh, you can do pretty much anything. Yeah, I've seen gameplays of it.
So like, are you just designing a game? Is that like all it is, Jesse?
Well, pretty much, yeah. You design a level with the Dreams tools, and then you can share it with the community, or you try the levels of other people from the community and all that.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun. Like, I'm not a very creative person, but it'd be cool to try someone else's levels out. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it came out a couple of years ago. I can't remember, but I remember it looked cool.
Yeah, like it's different, right? Another one was apparently a Souls-like kind of game that was gonna come on there, and then we had
Another one?
yeah, I know. It said it's a mix of Legend of Zelda and Souls-like. I was like, okay, that sounds kind of different. And then there was PGA Golf 2023.
Okay.
Whatever. I know. Like Cheyenne, she's great at golf with friends. Like she loves that kind of series. But I don't know.
Oh yeah.
There's not many sports games I can really get into and enjoy.
Me neither. I prefer to do them in real life with friends than I don't know on a controller. It's just not the same.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I remember way back on the Genesis, like I enjoyed like the little crappy ones that you used to get, right? But yeah, like I don't know, nothing really appeals to me, especially to buy one every single year. I don't know how people do that.
Yeah.
The other funny one that they had on here for news articles was I guess a guy was playing Fallout 76, and I didn't know this, so shout out to anyone who does come across it. But apparently Phil Spencer plays a lot of Xbox games multiplayer, and if you come across a gamer tag P3, that's Phil Spencer. So basically, in the moment the guy was playing the game and he sees that gamer tag and he walks up to him and he drops a whole bunch of health packs, ammo, all this stuff. Phil's character was only like level 11 and he was apparently like level 56. And he just gives him a little heart emoji, and then Phil says thank you in the game, and picks up all the items, and yeah, just carries on from there. But I mean, I get it. That's a pretty cool moment. Like you actually get to meet someone big like that in a video game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm not surprised that Phil games compared to, let's say, Jim Ryan.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just like I know they obviously play games, right? I'm assuming so if they're gonna run these kind of companies. But yeah, he just I don't know. It always kind of blows me
Oh
away.
no, not necessarily. There's a bunch of just greedy fucks or corpo type of people, like Bobby at Activision. So
Yeah,
I can't remember his last name. The what is it, Bobby? Bobby something. And he wasn't much of a gamer, and he runs companies. So
well I know like what's that movie? Wayne's World. They kind of make fun of that too, right? Like the old school arcade machines, like how it was just like a quarter drop. But I mean, it was true. Like that's literally how those guys were. Like let's just put in a bunch of games that no one's gonna win at. They're gonna pour their quarters into. And same idea with video games, right? I'm sure there's a lot of video games out there where like, yeah, someone's gonna spend $60 on this. Who cares if it's shit? They're gonna do it again next year anyway and buy the sequel to it or whatever.
oh yeah, Bobby Kotick or Kotick, something like that.
Thankfully, I like to believe that nowadays, we're hopefully as gamers, we're a little bit smarter. We don't fall for that kind of shit constantly. But I know.
No, we still do. Why do you think microtransactions and loot boxes are a thing?
It's our new quarters.
I mean, we almost had NFTs in our games, so no, we're still our monkey brains are still rattling at these numbers. So.
I know. I can't believe that almost like was going to be a thing. NFTs in games.
I mean, the blockchain technology could be an interesting thing where you could, sell a digital game or something like that, which would be interesting. I mean, it's not interesting for the companies because they won't make any money by doing that. But being able to have ownership of your digital game and selling it or lending it digitally is an interesting aspect that could be done with blockchain technology. But of course, they just jumped on NFT instead, right? You see where they go in their mind.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think that was the majority of them. Yeah, there was like a few like random articles here and there. What do you call it? Red Dead Online is going to be adding new content this month, coming up. And
There are still people playing that.
I know, yeah, I was kind of shocked that there's still people jumping on it.
I thought everybody hated it and then jumped ship.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought the idea was too. That it what did it did like some updates or whatever that just made it completely unbalanced. Oh, and then Minecraft is going to be getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the other one I told Z-Chick for her kid.
Minecraft will get Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so like as part of like the DLC texture packs that you could get. Z-Chick said she saw or tried out the Toy Story one, and apparently that was pretty good. But same idea for this. Like it would just be like I guess the characters will be in the game. Like you can have their style, and then whatever else is related to the turtles will also be.
I don't get it. I thought Minecraft was a building thing.
It is, but like How do I say this? Like Nightmare Before Christmas, right? I remember I played that one with Funded, and basically it just changed everything in the game so it was more relatable to that world. So like, all the cows or sheep or whatever looked like they were from the Nightmare Before Christmas, like pumpkin
Oh,
heads.
okay.
Yeah, something like that. Like it's not like you actually get to play as those characters; it just kind of changes the textures of everything in the game.
Okay, interesting. I
Yeah.
wasn't aware Minecraft did that.
No, I didn't either until like Funded showed me a few different packs that you could get, and then yeah, Z Chick was saying how she tried out or saw the Toy Story one as well. It's crazy to think that that game's like just so popular still, like after all these years.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I was gonna say, yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, honestly, the other things are pretty minor, like Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart is gonna be is on PC, and apparently again
Yep.
it's getting review bombed.
Why?
Uh,
Is the
players,
port bad?
no, just players apparently are bitter, and they're just giving it low scores, so it doesn't do well.
But bitter, why?
I guess because it's on PC. There was a PlayStation one, Ratchet and Clank. Latest games get reviewed, poor scores.
Yeah, but they're all importing their exclusive to PC. It's not new.
Yeah, I know. Let's see here. Stories, Ratchet Clank has a user score right now of 4.3 on Metacritic at the time of writing this. It dropped from the score of 88 it had last. Some gamers are giving it a score of 0 as it looks like the game. Okay, it looks like the game is crashing for a lot of the other players. So yeah,
So
that's
bad PC port.
bad PC port.
Okay, then I would say it's justifiable. I mean, PC ports, they're always terrible. Well, not always, but for some reason, there's not love put into PC ports. So it often launches with stutters, with frames, horrible frames, with all sorts of problems. So if it's for that reason, then I would say it's justifiable.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of games they are having a rough time with the PC ports. I was just trying to see if they were saying if there's any other reason why they might have been giving it that. However, many accounts are giving it a low score to appear to be brand new accounts. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they're just labeling all the other games. Diablo 4 apparently was also one of them to get review bombed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was just saying, like,
for the same reason.
no, they're kind of just listing other games that got review bombed for this year of 2023. Just saying, this isn't the first time this has taken place.
Oh yeah, no. Now most games get review bombed for the stupidest reasons. I mean, Final Fantasy 16 was review bombed because either it wasn't a true Final Fantasy game in brackets, or because it was a good exclusive game on PlayStation and not a Redfall.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, I don't understand people like Redfall. Like,
What I don't get, I first thought it was a trend that would at some point end, but it's just getting worse and worse. And I don't know what could be done to fix this because it's just annoying. It's not helping. And
yeah, it sucks, because pretty much anyone can make an account and just go on there and say what they want to say. So,
well, it just makes reviewing review stuff useless. You can't base it off of that. In the end, maybe it's better because people will and tell themselves, "Well, I'll just try it since I can't rely on normal review stuff."
that's true. Yeah, it might actually give a lot of games
But
an actual life.
that is my idealistic side of seeing it, I think.
Pizza, I don't think I've asked you yet to try this out. I'm gonna give a couple like last tidbits. But if you don't mind, would you want to come up with the closing question for tonight? Are you okay doing that?
Sure.
So we've had like a whole bunch of random ones before, like dream job, favorite childhood memory, best dream, just a whole bunch of random sort of questions at this point. But yeah, I don't know. After the next couple of ones, I guess when we wrap those up, if you don't mind, if you could Google one if you want to, doesn't matter if you got one on the top of your head that you could think of.
Oh yeah, sure. Like just like it could be I guess like a real world or a gaming like just any kind of question.
Yeah. It's completely open to what you want to ask, and then yeah, we just try to give you our best answer on that subject or question.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hmm.
So for me, my last point, only because there's other people here other than Z-Chick now, I have to give one last little rant to Dark Souls because it's the only game I've really been playing lately, and I just I'm excited to do a podcast with Jimmy because I feel like there's a lot I need to say about it, but just, not to bore you guys, I'll just give like a quick one, and that is that game is so much better, I think, that people honestly give it credit for. There's just been a lot of moments. I think, Kate, for me, it's like definitely the map. The map has really impressed me more than I thought it was going to. Like I was saying to Z-Chick, I love the fact that I started in this one area and I went over to the castle, the next part, right? And like it was a nonstop grind for a good 4 hours. I must have stayed on the same pathway, going back and forth, leveling up my souls, buying some items that I thought might be important, leveling up whatever I thought was I needed to do. But once I actually started to branch out and adventure, my mindset was like, man, this game's kind of annoying that you only get like one bonfire or two bonfires. And like I didn't realize how many shortcuts that game had that like kind of linked everything together. And I had another moment last night where I remember playing that castle for the first time, and I looked down and I could see like this little town, and I was like, "Damn, man, I can't even jump down there. I'll definitely die." I was like, "But man, it looks like a whole new area to explore." And after a while, I kind of just assumed it was like, okay, maybe like whatever. It's just part of the background. It's part of the design. And then, yeah, last night I just took this random path when I was in the forest, and I fucking made it into that town. And I was like, I looked up and I was like, holy shit, that's the place I was looking at this whole time. Like, that's sick. Like, there's the upstairs where I used to be before, right? And yeah, I don't know. It really blew me away. I remember the first time I was going through the castle and I discovered there was a lift that took you all the way back to like the fire shrine, the safe zone, whatever you want to call it. That blew me away. The first time that I was sitting by the bonfire and I noticed this ladder, and it led me to a path that I was trying to get to so like so long ago. Yeah, I mean, I got lucky too because I did take the master key, so I will say that's benefited me a lot because I can open up any door pretty much. But yeah, like just the map design is very unique, and I don't know. I haven't been this excited about a world that I'm like exploring in a very long time. I think, in all honesty, I think Oblivion was the last game that kind of made me feel this way when it came to like just exploring and having fun in a game. And again, I to me, it's not as hard as people make it sound. There are definitely moments that are frustrating, and Jesse has seen me in those moments. But for the most part, like I find it pretty fair. Like like every time you die, those enemies are always going to be in the same spot. You know their rhythm, you know their pattern. Um, there's no real surprises after the first initial one. So yeah, I don't know. That's my Dark Souls round anyway. I'm excited to finish that one up. But Pizza, what do you got for us, buddy?
Well, since you mentioned Dark Souls, I think the
Yes.
question should be: Could you? Let me see. Actually, would you? Yeah, if you were given $1 million to play as a level 1 in Dark Souls in real life, and you had to live in that world, you know, you only get one life and you have like probably the worst weapons. But someone said that if you can make it like, I guess, middle of the way, would you be able to do it?
So, like, if you die in the game with that one life, is that it? Like, do you die in real life too? You don't get the $1,000,000?
Um, yeah. I was just gonna say, you don't get paid for it, but yeah,
No, you
yes, you
die
do. Yeah,
too.
yeah. So you're gonna
Okay,
be dead
then
and you're
no.
spending money. So yeah, all you gotta do is just make it to, I guess, whatever the card is in the first Dark Souls, but you can only use the worst weapons. So I guess really your bare fists. But of course, you're getting paid $1,000,000. So all you gotta do is just go to the midway point, which I don't know. I never really played much of Dark Souls. I died on the first boss.
Oh, I did too. But then I discovered you could be a cheap ass in that game, and I liked that. That's it really has helped me a lot with some of the bosses.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. No, and even if I would do it, I wouldn't be able to do it. So no.
I know hands down, if
Yeah,
he was here right now, Jimmy would totally want to do it.
Yeah,
yeah. It's too hard. The first boss is already, kind of like it's like a beginner's trap, really. If you don't know what you're doing, you'll
Oh,
pretty much die in there. So, I
totally.
mean, I mean, I was playing that first little section about at least 5 times. And of course, it's not the boss that's killing you. It's all the enemies just kind of coming out of nowhere and attacking you. So, it definitely is a thing where, they kind of did that just to kind of, troll people because I don't
yeah,
think that I don't think that you would introduce yourself that way. Because I know in Elden Ring you don't do that. Like in Elden Ring, you basically, like they let you kind of play around and then they kind of put you in there. But in Dark Souls, they kind of just put you in there. You don't
yeah.
think, yeah,
And you say mindful that Dark Souls is fair, but I find more like pizza that it trolls you. I find Bloodborne is fair, but Dark Souls just trolls you real hard until you've died like a couple of times, and then you know it. You still had to go through these couple of times, which is annoying.
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. You
yeah,
do have to go through it a couple times.
yeah. It's basically just learning through, getting hit in the head, which like I don't mind when games do that, but it's like if a game's gonna do that, it has to be done in a way where it's like I at least have a chance to kind of like at least try the first time. But yeah, with Dark Souls though, like they'll give you instructions, but the issue is that the enemies and the instructions they don't align. Or if you're a newbie, you'll be spraying buttons and you'll still die. I mean, like I'm sure that there's someone out there who will play that game and then they'll find a friend of me and they'll die because they're just spamming buttons. Because I mean, they don't know that Dark Souls is a game where you have to pretty much. It's all about timing and it's all about dodging and stuff. So for a first time player who, I mean, I guess like me, where I haven't played Dark Souls since really Bloodborne, and that was years ago. After Bloodborne, I was playing like actual, those quick, easy, fast games. So going back to the first Dark Souls is like, it's like pretty much taping your hands to a controller and then saying that if you move, you die.
I guess like for me, like it is challenging, right? Like no doubt you're gonna die. There's all of that to it. Um, but I guess what I enjoy about the game is that in most of those games, like RPG wise, you're gonna run at the enemy. You're going to, do your combat style, whatever the case is, and that's it. Like that's the main focus. Whereas in Dark Souls, I like that they gave me an alternative, so I could take the option of run in, block, roll, parry, whatever the case is, or I could, oh, no worries, Jesse. You have a great night, buddy. She just has to take off.
Yes, I didn't want to interrupt.
No,
Bye.
no worries. I hope you have a good night, buddy. But yeah, what I like about it is that if you look at the level you're in, so example, that first boss you fight, the abysmal demon or whatever, it kind of hints at it. It tells you, hey, you could jump off this tower, stab it in the head, and it's going to take off a big chunk of its life. Now, mind you, after that's done, you can't really do it again to him because you're not able to climb up there. But there's another boss that you fight later on called the Taurus demon, and it gives you that same option. There's actually, you could run straight ahead, you fight him hands on if you want, or you could run back after you encounter him, lead him all the way back to your entrance, and then climb up this ladder. And for the ladder, you could jump down and stab him in the head. And he gets stunned a little bit, and you get to go back up the ladder. And you can usually get up this ladder every time before he can hit you. And after the third time jumping down, he's dead. He's done. And I guess like that's what I kind of like about Dark Souls is that it makes me look at, when I'm in a boss battle, now I'm looking at my entire environment. I'm like, okay, what can I use to my advantage here? There's another part, I think you're in the castle and you fight this, like, I think it's supposed to be like a lion or a boar or something. I don't know. It's this big animal. But again, you could take the animal head on, or you could use the environment that you're in. So I used the environment. I went behind pillars because I realized he couldn't attack me behind them. And basically he would ram into the pillar, get stunned, few hits on him, and hide behind the pillar, do the same tactic. Or he would walk away a little bit because he thinks that I was not attacking him, and then I could hit him from behind and deal some critical damage. So I don't know. Like I said, it is hard. It is definitely a difficult game, but there are fair aspects to it if you're willing to, I guess, take the cautious approach and kind of evaluate what's around you and everything. That I said in the map. Those are the two things that I have to give it praise for, that I think it did pretty well. Because there's not a lot of games. If I played Skyrim, it's point blank, period. I put my spells on, I get my favorite sword or axe or whatever the case is, and I go to town. Whereas this game, I'm kind of like looking at everything, like what kind of advantages do I have?
Yeah, I know that Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I mean, I guess all the Souls-like games, like they like. I don't know how they do it though, but I think it's one of those games where it makes you appreciate kind of kind of thinking outside the box. 'Cause, it really does seem as though it's a game where they won't tell you outright, but like you said, they'll give you hints, and it's like, and I can't say that they're not clear in your face kind of hints. Honestly, it's like it's a thing where you have to really think about it, and then once you find out what it is, you feel a lot smarter because now it's like, hey, I figured out how to do this thing when I've been, I could have died here, and maybe someone else who wouldn't know about that will go straight ahead and start dying. So it's a game where it does. It rewards you no matter what you do. It rewards you for killing that boss after you die 10 times. It rewards you for exploring. It rewards you for just smashing stuff. So yeah, it's a satisfying. I think every Souls game is a satisfying game just because you get that sort of that aha moment, or you get something for your troubles. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, I used to never want to play these kind of games because I was in that concept too, where it's like I don't want to just keep failing in a game and never make progress and put hundreds of hours into something that I might not beat, right? But now that I'm actually giving it a shot, and not just listening to everything like I heard from reviews, I'm enjoying it more, right? And the same thing was last year for me as I finally tried out those roguelike games. Because same idea, I was like, what's the point of playing a game you're gonna die in and just keep replaying over and over again? But when I actually found, I think it was what was it called now? Dead Cells. I tried that one first. And yeah, I don't know. Those games really started to click with me. I was like, okay, I get it. I get the idea they were going for, and I ended up really enjoying them. Um, so yeah, I guess knowledge to pass on to everyone is if you think you won't like a particular. My apologies, everyone. It looks like we lost the last 10 minutes of the stream. I guess Restream crashed while I was streaming. And I didn't notice it at the very end. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I appreciate your patience as you wait for each episode to upload. I will eventually get caught up and not be 2 weeks behind permanently. But at the current moment, I am really struggling to finish one video a week. So hopefully I get a little better at this and we can get back on track with things and start making some different videos other than just the Two Tired Dudes podcast. Soon, I'll be sitting down with Jimmy and doing our Dark Souls podcast that was talked about in this episode. It is currently August 10th, I want to say. So next week we should be focusing on that podcast with Jimmy and myself. Thank you again. I appreciate all of you guys very much, and I hope you all have a beautiful night. Bye.